All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Social Media Mastermind. My name is Jerome Lewis. I am here with my lovely co host, Beth Ellen. Beth Ellen, please introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm a big fan of this class. I'm here to help Jerome, and I'm the Google girl, so I look forward to learning so much more about Google. Back to you, Jerome.
Thank you, Beth Ellen. So, welcome. And we have about 37 users in the class. The way this class normally works is I like to encourage engagement and interaction. So what I'm about to do is I'm about to do a screen share and I need at least 50% engagement. I need 50% of the people to confirm that you can see my screen. It'll be the screen to the very front of the room. When I say, okay, Beth Ellen, I want to share now. And all right, on my screen, you should see blue. You should see at the bottom, you should see EXP Realty as a hashtag, and you should see Social Media Mastermind. So do me a favor, type yes if you can see that. I just need confirmation from at least 50% of our room. I'm counting. I don't see 50%. All right, let's try this again. I need at least 50% to let me know if you can see the screen. Okay. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. We like engagement, interaction. This is one of the best ways you learn is by interacting and engaging. So I have a few slides for you. I'm going to do a quick introduction and then I'm going to hand it over to our guest speaker. And he's going to show us all about Google Ads. All right, so this is our social media mastermind. We have this class every Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. We never miss a Thursday. We have it here, EXP World in the Productivity Center. Who is this guy? I am your host, and this is just a little bit about me. I'm from the Philadelphia area. I like to call myself a silly but serious millennial. I'm a technologist. I'm pretty good with technology. I help fight through all of the technology. There's a lot of technology that's scary, but I'm a bottom line person. I help you get results. I'm also an introvert. Some people find it shocking, but I am an introvert. So I like to talk to the introverts and people that identify with introversion and let you know that you can have success without having to necessarily be an extrovert. Little bit about me. We talk about the behavior assessment, a lot here in EXP World. I am a high D, high C personality type. That means I'm an implementer. So I'm results oriented and I like to get you results. I'm also very detailed. I'm a real estate investor. That's where I got my start, was in real estate investing, and then some people encouraged me to get my license. So I moved over to get my license, and that's what brings me here today. I'm also an instructor. You can see I'm your host today. I'm one of the real estate instructors. And if you want to learn a little bit more about me, you can just visit my site, jeromelewis.com. All right, so we have a structure to this class, and the structure works like this. We have a rotating schedule, and the way that schedule works is we address one topic each week. So the way it works is normally the first week we do Facebook and Facebook marketing, and I usually lead and teach that class. The second week we'll do Instagram around real estate, and Paula leads that class. She taught that class last week. I'm going to share a link with you a little bit later, and we post some of our trainings there. We try not to give all of it away because we want some of this to stay exclusive to EXP, but we do share some of those trainings. This week, this is the third week, and this so far, this is my favorite class to learn about. This is my favorite subject because I love Google and YouTube so much. So we're going to do Google Ads for real estate listings today, and I'm excited about our guest speaker. I'm going to turn it over to him in a little bit, but this is week 3, so we're going to talk all about Google Ads for real estate and real estate listings. Week 4, this is another one of my weeks that I really appreciate. We do YouTube, so I remember I mentioned Google and YouTube. Those are two of my favorite lead generation strategies out there because the quality of leads that come through these marketing channels is unmatched. Then week 5, whenever we have a fifth week, we call it our wild card week, and we'll do open questions and answers in an open workshop. All right, so these are some tips that I want you to consider so you can get the most out of this training. I'm going to lean back on the audience. I need at least 50% engagement to proceed to the next slide. Type ready if you're ready to proceed, please. All right, I like it. I need that engagement. All right, so here's what I want you to do, right? To involve yourself. Make sure this is one of the best things you can do. Make sure you take screenshots. In addition to the notes that you're taking, don't just come in here and watch. Take screenshots, write notes. Links and resources, that's not relevant to you. All right, so make sure you take some screenshots and take all of the notes that you can. I want you to engage and be involved. So interact with the speaker, interact with your colleagues, interact with everybody here, and that's going to help you get the most out of this training. I have a YouTube channel and I also have a Facebook group. I'm going to share links to those for you so you can have access to some of these trainings and some of the resources that we make available. First, I'm going to start you off with the Facebook group. So post that in the chat, and I'll post the YouTube link a little bit later. All right. So these are just some of the benefits that you get when you join that Facebook group that I just shared. We give you get to mastermind with others like myself, Kyrie, our speaker, some of the other people that have been here before. Paula, she's doing great things. Our speakers and our trainers, they're in there. So utilize that. Take advantage of it. Now, this is, I like to ask this question, and you're going to have me ask this question every single time because we're talking about lead generation. I want to get you prepared and have the right mindset around lead generation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lean on the audience. I need you to type in the chat when I ask you this question. I need your response. So that question is, who here got married on the first date? If you got married on the first date, type yes. If you have not, then type no. At least 50% engagement. Perfect. I appreciate that. Next, what I want to ask is, who here is willing to get married on the first date? Type in the chat. If yes, type no if you are not. Okay, perfect. All right, Rogers, we got. So the reason why I asked that question is because I want you as real estate professionals to think about your marketing the same way. People are not going to want to do business with us on the first try. We got to warm these leads up. So keep that in mind when marketing. Don't come in expecting short-term results. It's a long-term game. You got to nurture these leads, and there's a strategy behind all of this. So Google, right? Google is going to help you help the quality of your leads, but still don't expect instantaneous results. Build relationships. You must build relationships. All right, so I'm excited. We're at 2:08, and I'm excited for our speaker. He's going to teach us all about Google Leads for real estate. Kyrie, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Kyrie, I'm excited to have you here. I know you're going to blow us away. The floor is yours. Take it away.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Jerome. All right, so yeah, it's gonna be pretty simple. We're gonna be discussing about Google Ads, what it is exactly, how it works, and then if you stay to the end, I'm going to have this bonus for you guys that is really going to help you get to that next level that I'm sure all of us are looking to get to, no matter what stage of our career we are in. But besides that, could you just type in the chat for me? Has anyone here ever used Google Ads? All right. So I'm getting some mixed feelings here. Okay. All right, so it looks like pretty much of a 50-50 split. Okay, how many people here are willing to use Google Ads if it will generate them seller leads? All right, okay, so that one definitely, that looks good. That looks good. I'm excited. So how all this is going to work is, I'm just going to give you guys a quick little background about me in the slides. I'm going to go over exactly what Google Ads is, what it does, the pros and cons of it, and then at the end of the slides, and it's not gonna be long, it's like 13 slides, I promise. At the end of it, you guys will see what the bonus or the surprise is for all of you who attended until the end. So let me just pull up my screen and we'll get rocking and rolling. And we're gonna have a Q&A at the end of all of this as well. All right, so I think I got this. All right, so screen share. Nope, that's not it. Okay. Cool. So can you guys see my screen? Oh, I can't even look anymore. Jerome, is my screen up?
Yes, sir. We see it. Google Ads.
Perfect. So let's just get right into it, guys. Who am I? I own a Zillow-like platform called The Real Estate Robot. It's a Zillow-like platform for agents, and it's controlled by real estate agents. So when you're on that platform, you are the one that's in control of the leads. Leads are not shared amongst anybody. It's for you or for your team or for your brokerage. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. So how my journey began, my Google Ads journey began. In 2015 is actually when I got started in real estate, and I worked for a couple of investors in Brooklyn up until 2016. I would find deals for them through door knocking, cold calling, looking for foreclosed homes online, like the old school way of doing things, or the pre-COVID way. Let's say that. But it's funny because to this day, I still use these tactics, in my business, minus the door knocking, but cold calling, mailers and stuff like that. When it comes to marketing, never think one source is better than another, because marketing is just one big numbers game. The more people you talk to, the more chances you have of getting a listing or getting a client. I know if I talk to 100 people a week, I'm going to get 1 or 2 listing appointments. It's just what's going to happen. That actually show up, let me sit with them and all that. I will get 1 or 2 listing appointments if I speak to 100 people a week doing, these organic methods. Paid advertising is a little bit less. I mean, you could get like 10 leads on Google and you can get 3 listing appointments. You can get 3-4 listing appointments in that month easily. But also, the way that I do my lead generation organically is you could do it for less than $600 a month, but I'll explain that later. Just be sure to remind me about that method as well, because I understand that not everyone will be able to afford Google Ads out the gate, but it doesn't matter. It shouldn't stop you from generating leads. So in 2017, I decided to start wholesaling on my own. I partnered with my friend Jordan, and Jordan was always getting like the best motivated seller leads. One day I just asked him, I was like, how are we even getting these deals? Because every single time he came to, he was like, oh, new deal, we got to go to this house, we got to go to this one. And he showed me, he was like, oh, I just pay a company $2,000 a month and spend another $2,000 on ad spend, and they provide these leads, which it sounded crazy to me. I was like, why would anyone spend that much money for internet leads? In 2017, that did not make sense at all. It's because, and also nobody was using it. Realtors, wholesalers, investors, anyone in the real estate space, Google Ads was not a popular thing in our sort of business. So that same year, I got my real estate license. I was still doing some wholesaling on the side. The first year I made 6 figures, all from Google advertising. In 2018, I really hit a burnout. I was tired of paying a company to run ads for me. I was tired of showing homes. I was tired of negotiating prices of homes. I was just tired. In 2019, I decided to run off to Medellin, Colombia for 3 months. I just packed my stuff, booked the ticket, and I was like, you know what? This isn't working for me. I love real estate. I love what I do. The people that I met were amazing, but this isn't something I want to continue doing. I want to remain in real estate, but I don't want to have to wear every single hat and, do all of these other tasks.
Kyrie,
So,
Kyrie, give me a minute, please. Someone is in here touching the room controls. Please do not do that. You are interfering with everyone's experience. Please don't touch anything. Please just pay attention to the speaker, please. Thank you. Kyrie, back to you.
Thank you.
If you're trying to do the screen zoom, do screen zoom, folks.
Yeah, please don't touch anything. Just pay attention to the speaker. That's it. It's interfering. It's causing a disruption. Please just pay attention. Don't touch anything.
Should I continue?
Yes, back to you, Kyrie.
Excellent. So April 2019, I land in Medellin, Colombia. And, I'm seeing like all these 20-year-olds are living their best life and everything. And they're telling me how they run online businesses. They're doing Facebook ads, Google ads. And then I meet this guy named John. His real name is not John, but he owned a brokerage at that time. He's an EXP agent now, team leader. Once again, I won't say his name, but I met this guy. He's like 20. We're the same age. I think it was like 23 at the time when I was there, 24. And we just began, talking. And I was like, well, how are you doing deals? And you're in Colombia, all your business is in Florida. And then he started telling me about Google Ads and then how he trained virtual assistants. He was paying him like $2.50 an hour or something like that to just qualify the leads for him. And then he would delegate the qualified leads to his agents. And that's how he did it. And that was something that I was really looking for. I still wanted to be a player in the game without having to, play in the game, I guess. But fast forward 8 months later, I'm getting back into the groove of real estate. You know, I meet up with one of my partners. His name's Albert Wells. He's he's actually a top producer in New Jersey. And then boom, COVID hits. And now when COVID hits around this time, you know, I have my 2-year-old son, so I was not going to be going out showing houses. And at that time, before COVID hit, you can actually show houses and close a deal rather than whatever market we got going on today. But that's when I started, you know, remembering what Ravi said. So from there, I started training virtual assistants to run my Google ads. So I taught them how to run Google ads. From there, I began running ads for my friends and my realtor friends, you know, in states that were more relaxed, you know, that don't believe COVID exists, like Texas. That's where I live now. And then after seeing a massive amount of success, the real estate robot was born. And from there, that's just basically my backstory of how I even got here. So I'm now going to be talking about the benefits of Google. And as I said before, if you stay until the end, you're going to enjoy the bonus that I have set out for you. Now, why Google Ads? And please, any questions you have, let's just keep them to the end, and we'll have more than enough time for me to answer everything. So the reason why I choose Google Ads is for these reasons. The intent is much higher on Google. You know, unlike other platforms, Google isn't a pattern interrupt, you know, type of platform, meaning when you scroll on Facebook and you see an ad, you didn't intentionally, you know, want to see that. You know, they're just basing your ads off what you normally search, which off your interest. On Google, the intent's higher because when we all go on Google or YouTube or something like that, we're looking for an answer to a question or a problem that we have. Then Google, another thing I like about Google is it's less competition. Yes, more people know about it, but not too many people utilize it correctly, nor do they know how to run ads correctly. So while it may be a saturated quote unquote platform, it really isn't once you understand the correct methods and how to run ads correctly on Google. And then also, Google allows for very specific targeting. No, you cannot target by zip code or anything like that. They removed that from all platforms actually. But you could target still by town or within a 5-mile radius of a town. And I promise you, the location targeting is still amazing. And then Facebook, they have data. They have data on all of us. They know what we like. They know what we're searching. You know, we live in a time now. We know what country we live in. You know, there's no more hiding it. There's no stopping what's to come from the technological standpoint. The data has already been sold. We gave it to Facebook, we gave it to our broker, we gave it to everyone. Now it's just being traded back and forth amongst platforms. So this is why Google is one of the most powerful, because they control the most data. So how does it work? So your Google ads are going to be shown based off keywords. And so, for example, best real estate agent in Dallas. Funny, because this is actually what I typed and this is what came up. I don't know if any of these Dallas agents are here, but yeah, so this is what popped up, meaning they have in their ad the keyword best real estate agent in Dallas. So John D'Angelo, he's running ads right now, and he has that keyword. So based off of what someone's searching, your ad could show up. If someone could search, I want to sell my home because I want to divorce my husband in Dallas, Texas. If you have each of those words or something close to it, your ad will show up. And that's a powerful thing. And when you know all the keywords that are used in searches daily, and Google provides you with a keyword planner, and so it's not that difficult. When you know all the keywords, I promise you, you're going to see the power behind Google. And then you can always start basic, like, you know, how to sell my house, looking to sell my house fast, best realtor in Dallas, best real estate agent in Dallas, best broker in Dallas, you know, stuff like that. You can add those type of keywords. All right. And then based on your geographical targeting. So if you are a realtor in Dallas and someone's looking in Dallas, your ad may appear in these top three, the top of the page and the top 3 links. Now, there's a downside of Google Ads. If you don't know what you're doing, you really will waste money. Okay. I like to be really upfront with people. I always recommend hire somebody first. I hired someone, it took me time to learn it. So I recommend everyone hire, because no matter what, you could do it yourself, but if you get it wrong, you've still spent the money already and gotten no results when you could have just hired a professional and just taken it from there. All right. Now, the lead cost is a bit higher, but in the long run, it doesn't really matter. I'll spend $1,000 to get $7,000 back every single time. I currently do it now. We spend a little bit more than that, but if you have like a $750 budget per month, Google Ads is definitely for you, and then you could slowly scale it up. Now, the last downfall with Google Ads, if your ad account is not set up correctly, Google will suspend your account, and they will never allow you to advertise with them again. And their customer service isn't the best. They're really not interested in people who spend money. So if you've ever used that excuse in your life, I'm a customer here, Google, they couldn't care less. They care about their user experience. When I say user, the people searching. They don't care about the people spending money. Been there, done that. I tried kicking, screaming, yelling, all of it. They're just like, you're not welcome. So those are the few downsides of Google. What type of results you can expect with Google Ads? This is all dependent upon your location and your budget, of course, but we're going to use a $750 a month budget. And let's just say we're in the DFW area, the Dallas-Fort Worth area. With $750, you can expect 10 leads to come in, 5 responses, as in the leads, they respond back to you, and then you should be getting 1 to 2 listing appointments. With that being said, your leads that you're actually these leads that you're getting, their time frame of when they want to buy is usually within that 1 to 3 month mark. When they want to sell, when they want to sell, it's in that 1 to 3 month mark. Maybe like the worst case scenario I've seen was like 6 months, but it's not really common when you're running ads on Google, which is another reason why these are more expensive than, let's say, Facebook ads, because Facebook does have a little bit longer conversion time. But to each his own. I'll still run Facebook ads if I have to, for buyers at least, not for sellers, but for buyers for sure. I'll run Facebook ads. For sellers, I always go to Google. So who is Google Ads for? Realtors who can afford to spend $750 a month for 3 months consistently, because if you pause your ads in the middle, what the Google algorithm, what it does is they're going to think that you're not a actual business, like a consistent business that will be with them long term. So you're not going to be favored in the ads when people start searching. Your ads won't show up first. They do favor consistency, is what I'm saying. Google Ads is for realtors who understand that there's not a platform that can actually shorten your sales cycle. You still do have to do the work and know how to provide the value to get listings. All right. I think there's a lot of confusion, and it's a lot of marketing companies' faults, because we sell, or I say they sell speed. Like, oh, don't worry, you don't have to do anything at all. You don't have to do this, you don't have to do that. We'll handle the follow-up for you, which is great and all. But let's look at this at the simplest form possible. If one of you guys are selling your house and you filled out a form for a realtor, right? And you finally spoke to a realtor and you guys weren't vibing, you're not gonna let them list your home. Or there was something you didn't like about them, or it took them 3 days to call you back when you filled out the form 3 days prior. And that's one of the things, like, you have to be on top of these. And I'm not saying they won't answer you. Google leads will answer you. They'll even call you back. But at the end of the day, we're still salespeople, and it is our job to provide value to those homeowners. It's just what has to be done. It doesn't matter how high the quality is. If the sales skills aren't there and the communication skills aren't there, we're not going to be able to list. All right. And then the Google Ads is also for realtors who want to scale quickly, meaning if you want to double or triple your income within 6 to 12 months, I'm going to highly recommend Google Ads. And no, I don't work for Google. I just see it. I see how well it works. And I do this for other realtors, and I see their income growing consistently based off what the leads we're sending them and our testimonials, etc. So Lastly, the person who knows how to run ads on any platform. Fun fact of the day, if you know how to run Google ads, by default, you're going to know how to run Bing ads, and you're going to know how to run YouTube ads, and you're going to know how to run TikTok ads. Fun fact, I'm just saying. And Yahoo ads as well. They're called Gemini, but we'll say Yahoo ads. So you learn Google ads, you've learned basically all the major platforms out there. So yeah, if you learn how to run ads, you will always thrive. Good advertising platform plus an amazing follow-up system, you will win every time. And it's just all businesses are the same. Leads come in, either you follow up or you don't. You provide the value or you don't. I think that we've been put into a time where we're sold so much, and there's so much information we're seeing on a daily basis that our brain is trying to capture, that we get confused. We think, oh, what's the best lead generation platform, or who's the best this? Maybe I should switch this up. Moving forward, after this class, I want you guys to remember, simplify. My goal as a business owner for any of my businesses, I don't care what platform I'm using. I care how many contacts I'm making every single week. So I hire virtual assistants to do outreach. So we do organic and we do ads. And I know if I contact 100 people every single week, I am going to have X amount of appointments. And if you could break your business down to that simple formula, you're going to be able to scale quickly, and you're going to be able to scale correctly and get off that roller coaster of, I don't know when my next closing is coming in, or I'm really busy wearing every single hat right now. And now, okay, everything's closed. Now I'm searching for new business. And, it's not a way that realtors were meant to live. Because in the long term, it also messes us up as business owners, because some of us begin acting in a scarcity mindset. And when I say that, now we're listing homes for 1.5%. We're now commoditizing ourselves, where homeowners look at us like, oh, you guys are willing to do this for 1.5%? No problem. We don't value things that are inexpensive. It's, what are you going to value more? A shirt from Walmart, a t-shirt from Walmart, or a t-shirt from Louis Vuitton? They're both the same thing. I'm sure none of us here, there's probably not a lot of us who really care about fabrics and stuff. We see two t-shirts, but that name brand is what sets everything apart. So that's how it is in real estate as well. And it's up to us as a collective to come together and bring our prices back. Because I speak with a lot of realtors consistently, and I took a survey as well, and a lot of people, you guys are doing double the work almost and cutting your commission, and it doesn't have to be like that. I think we all just need to reel it back in to running our business like a business, no matter how difficult the market gets, because realtors don't need to be replaced. They just need to adapt to this new market that we're in, that we were all forced into and thrown into, and none of us knew how to handle it. It's not about what we do when things change, because change is inevitable. It's about how we react to the change. Now, bonus for you guys. Since it's impossible for me to teach you guys how to run Google ads within 1 hour or the 45 minutes I had, this is what I'm going to do for you. I sent Jerome a link. And this link is going to be a free Google Ads training. It is me. I taught 96 people on a Zoom call, and I walked them through step by step how to create Google Ads, step by step. So if you're confused, if you've never done it before, that training is going to help you. Jerome could put the link in the chat. All you have to do, sign up, put your email, and it's going to be sent to your email, and you'll be good. And then on top of it, only when you complete that training, I do a thing where I have a 3x your listings roadmap call. This is not a call where I sell you on anything, because I have nothing to sell you. This call is where we discuss where the bottlenecks are in your business, and I provide value and say, this is what I would fix if I was you, and this is what I'm doing. And then from there, if you do want to hear about this, what we do have to offer, you can ask. If you don't, it's not a problem. The reason why I enjoy doing these roadmap calls, as I call them, is because in order for me to continue making my platform better, I need to understand what are the consistent problems realtors go through so I can fix them. Because that's all a business is. That's all any of us do. We provide solutions. So Jerome, when you have a chance, please just put that link in there. And then lastly, if you can't afford Google Ads right now, there's a solution for you. And that's going to be the Real Estate Robot platform. It is not released yet. Well, it's not released to the public, I should say. It's released to the current agents I work with. So we're going to level the playing field for all realtors, at least the realtors who want to invest in themselves. All right, we're going to be offering an organic outreach platform that's going to still allow you to prospect through automation and virtual assistants, because I get it. Not everyone's going to be able to pay $750, $1,000, $1,500 a month, but that should not stop you from being able to scale your business. When I started the Real Estate Robot, I started with $500 in my bank account, living in a 1-bedroom apartment with 5 other people, and that was back in 2019. There was no ads for me. I spent all my money in Colombia doing God knows what. It was a blur in my life at that time. But I knew that, hey, there has to be a way. And this is why I'm such a firm believer in the basics, because when you take your business back to the basics and have that hunger and drive that you once had when you got started, I promise you the growth will be incredible for you. Now, in regards to what your virtual assistants will be able to do on the Real Estate Robot platform is, one, they're going to begin cold calling for you. So if you have leads, or we also provide high quality leads as well for all of our clients, they'll cold call those leads and book appointments for you, or at least get an introduction for you so you can reach out to them. Because sellers, it's a little bit different, the follow-up. They're going to also do outbound messaging. There's great places to get seller leads that a lot of people are dropping the ball at. I just spoke with somebody 48 hours ago, okay? 48 hours ago, he was selling his house on Facebook Marketplace, and this is one of the places that we go to do outreach. So make sure you write that down and just flood Facebook Marketplace. You'll find home sellers. He was selling his home, and I was like, what's the commission you're paying? He said 3% to the buyer's agent. And we all have buyers right now. Let's not act like we don't. And I was just sitting there, I was like, and then I asked, I was like, has any agents come to you? Like, we were just having a casual conversation after a while. I was like, did any agents reach out to you? They're like, no, every single agent just tried to list the home. And I was sitting there like, what? There's so many buyers. Who would want to list anything if you can make it easy 3%? So we're going to be doing outbound messaging for you as well to find more people for sale by owners, and we'll book appointments for you. All right. Now, listen, ads are great, but organic is just as effective. I do both. So when you have the right systems in place, you're going to see your business scale. It's not about having one stream of marketing, which is why I love Jerome's classes, because he's hitting every single paid and organic method that is really that are good resources. So listen, I've done close to $500,000 in the last 18 months. So from starting in that 1-bedroom apartment to now with 5 people to now living in a 1-bedroom apartment with 1 person, it's I can tell you that it all came from organic outreach, content, advertising. It was a mixture of everything. It wasn't me relying on one platform. Google is the easiest platform, absolutely. It is I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. Google Ads will get you to where you need to go quickly if you can afford to hold on. But from the organic standpoint, it's actually how Jerome found me. And he gave me the opportunity to present in front of you guys. It was all through organic, the content creation and everything else. But that's a conversation for another time. I think that may be it. Oh, yeah, there we go. This is the last slide. Regardless, whatever approach you decide to take, just know there's no method is better than the other. Everything has its downsides and its benefits. As long as you do something, and when you do something, I mean every day consistently, that's all that matters. I had my son living with me with 5 other people in a 1-bedroom 18 months ago with COVID hitting, and I made it work. Because I live my life every day like I don't have a choice. I'm not going back to corporate. I'm not going to fail. I'm not going to I do marketing. I'm not going to let Zillow dominate me. I am in control. You are in control. It's just about moving with abundance, and that's it. Bring everything back to the simplest form possible. Just talk to people. Don't worry about the platform. If you can afford for faster methods like Google Ads, do it. If you cannot, organic and content creation is good too. Don't worry about what you're posting, just post and be you. That's it. Times are going to change. Our industry will always be disrupted, but it's not about the changes. It's about how we pivot and react. Questions? And Jerome, please make sure you link the free Google Ads training.
You got it, Kyrie.
All right.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm going to post the link one more time for everybody here. Does anybody have any questions? Open up your microphone and ask Kyrie directly. If you're not speaking, please mute your device, and please mute your device when you're not speaking. So anybody have any questions for Kyrie?
Can we get email addresses to you guys?
What would you like email addresses for, Ava?
I mean, I'm very new agent and I'm very interested in Google Ads and to get that free training. And if
Okay.
I have any more questions.
Okay. Did you so first, in order, like something Kyrie said, and this is what you want to do with your clients and your prospects too, you want to qualify. So one of the first things that you're going to do, Ava, is you're going to go through that training, right? And if you go through that training, Kyrie will do like a roadmap call with you or something like that. The training is free, so I advise you to go inside of the chat. There's a link. Click on that link, go through that training, and you can probably get in touch with Kyrie that way. For anybody that wants to get in touch with me, you can message me directly on Workplace, and we can talk there.
So I just need to book a day because I clicked that link. And I just need to schedule a day for that call, right? Or how to?
So
Kyrie, you want to answer that?
You're gonna see where it says there's a video on the left side of it. It says "Want more listings?" ? Press play. So you actually just click that play button, and it's going to bring you to the 3x listing training. We'll have you give the email, so the training will be sent to your email.
Thank you.
No problem. All right. Now, and if you guys need me to actually show you as well, I could do that.
All right. Let's go. So we got some questions in the chat. I'm going to open up. I'm going to take over these questions for you. So remember I told you, I know my students, people are asking for your slides.
So I will provide you guys the link to the slides as well in the chat. You're right. Just real quick. See here it says press play. Once you click this, you can enter your email and then give me my training, and that's it. It'll send it to you and all that good stuff, and then boom, you can book your call here, and this is where you're going to create your account to the training. All right.
Perfect.
So that's how
Thank
that
you.
works.
More questions. Catherine, open up your microphone if you're typing a question. You can talk. Feel free to talk. Anybody?
I'm tricky.
Hey, Debbie.
Hey, what would be the top 3 Google phrases used to get a seller?
Honestly, it varies every single location. We actually use 120 different keywords. So, and they're all different in all locations. I know that's not the best answer, but no campaign is the same in Google, unfortunately.
So where do you get your words? What's your best place to get keywords from?
It's called, in Google, they have a keyword planner. So that keyword planner, it'll be in tools and settings, and then you'll click keyword planner. And the rest is pretty simple. You just type in real estate. If you type in real estate in the search bar, it'll bring up all the keywords that people are searching every month in your area.
Thank you.
And all that
Can you
you're
repeat
saying
that,
is
please?
when we establishing the Google ad, right? That keyword planner is somewhere in Google ad process.
Yes. So Google provides you a keyword planner. So yeah, it'll be once you create your ad account, there will be a keyword planner for you.
Can you repeat how to get the keywords, please?
So let me actually, maybe I could do this. Give me 1 second. Let me open up my Google Ads account really quickly. Let's see if I can give you guys just a quick little, show you where it is.
Any questions while he's setting that up? Any other questions?
Yeah, where can we hear more about your follow-ups?
So if you book a roadmap call, we could definitely discuss more on that call, just to make sure, everything's in alignment, with what you're looking to do and what we have to offer. Does that work?
Yes, thank you.
Let's see. All right, give me 1 second to share the screen. I'm going to do this really quickly just to show you guys where. All right. So we go to on the top, tools and settings, keyword planner. You don't need any of that. Discover new keyword. Wait, is it that one? Search volume forecast. Oh yeah, discover new keywords. And this is what you could do. I would do real estate. Oh, let me select an account. Damn. Real estate. Get results. Then up here, I'm going to do Dallas, Texas, because I'm interested in the keywords in my area, not all over the United States. So this means people in this area, what are they searching real estate related? So average monthly searches for real estate alone, that keyword is 550,000. Realtor is being searched 5 million times. So these are the type of keywords.
And this is just Dallas, right?
Yeah, this is just Dallas. So, and then like Zillow homes for sale, land near me. So if you can also try other keywords like sell my house. So let's see if it comes up with anything. So yeah, sell my house in Dallas is being typed in 8,100 times. Sell my house fast 5,400 times. And then you'll just add these keywords to a new ad group. No, the existing campaign. If you don't have an existing campaign, you can just make a campaign and then add them later. Does that make sense, you guys? It's like, once again, so I said I can't teach all of this in an hour. So yeah, but tools and settings, keyword planner, discover new keywords, and then whatever you're looking to search with, real estate. If that's what it is, boom. Make sure your location is changed. You can also change the date. You don't really need to. It's not that important. And then here you go. All the keywords for real estate related. All right.
Makes sense. Other questions? We have 15 minutes and we can ask Kyrie anything we want. He gave out some of his numbers, and if you want to have some success, ask your questions. Give us a free training. Everything you need to know about Google is here. You can have success like this month, or you can wait all the way until next month till he speaks again. But any questions, ask your questions.
And I know it's hard to ask questions to a platform you really don't understand, but even if it's the basics of any question. Actually, someone did have a question about buyers. I can't see the chat for some reason.
I'll get it for you. So, and I have a question too that I think everybody would benefit from. So the question is, you talked about Facebook for buyers and you're talking about Google for sellers. Could you talk about those two, your perspective on Facebook and Google, and why you choose Facebook for buyers and Google for sellers?
For Facebook, you can get buyers for like $1 a lead, even though they may not be good. You can only humanly work with like 10 buyer clients at one time before you reach your max. So I'd rather just pay $200-300, go through all the buyer leads from Facebook, and then you'll still convert because I started with Facebook as well. Like last year, we were heavy on Facebook with buyer leads before this market shift. So the lead quality for buyers on Facebook is great. It's cheap. It's and it's really good if you're just starting out and you have like a $300-400 budget. It's just going to take a little bit more work, just due to the fact of some of the leads are just tire kickers. But that's with any platform. And
Yeah.
then in regards to Google, sorry about that. In regards to Google, it's higher intent, and I use it for sellers because I want people who are motivated, looking to sell their home, not a pattern interrupt, not, oh, I was just scrolling and this looked interesting. When it comes to sellers in this market, I need people who are like, hey, how do I sell my home? How much is my home worth? Who's the best real estate agent right now? That's what we need. So that's why I go to Google for sellers, because the intent is higher.
All right, I see this question. You kind of addressed it, but I want you to talk about it again because a lot of people ask this, and I don't understand, but I'm trying to understand. And just like you, pricing, budget. Like we have to have a budget as business people. So someone asks, what's the cost to start? Can you just talk about that again really quickly? You already addressed it, but address it one more time.
Yeah. If you're going to run Google ads, I 100% recommend a minimum of $750 a month. If you don't have a marketing budget, and I do not mean this with any disrespect, if you don't have a marketing budget for your business, you're not a business. It's still a hobby for you, but it's because no one's coming to save us. No one's going to come and generate the leads for you. Google isn't going to give you some grant to run ads, or no one is. So you have to have a marketing budget. Even if it's $200, you need to figure out, what can I do with this $200 to maximize my inbound lead generation? Once again, I started my business with $500. That was all I had.
All right, somebody asks, how do you get buyers on Facebook? I don't think this is like the best setting for that. I'll come back to that one. The next question is the Real Estate Robot platform up and running? So can you talk about that, please? The Real Estate Robot platform, for those interested, talk about it a little bit and give us an overview and your perspective.
Okay, great. So it's not up and running. We have 16 more days before we release it I'm beta testing now, so then it's gonna be like a beta test. So we're actually opening up for a lot of EXP agents. I'm friends with a few team leaders here that they're gonna be utilizing it. But it's not open yet, but the purpose of the Real Estate Robot, it's gonna work like this. When you join the Real Estate Robot, it's gonna be a 6-week coaching program first, because we don't want just anyone on the platform, because it's just more headache for my staff, for people who don't know what they're doing. So it's going to be a 6-week coaching program, and that we're going to provide you a virtual assistant. We're going to help you. We're going to provide you with leads, high quality leads, to do organic outreach through lists and stuff like that. I get the best of the best type of lists, don't worry. So, and then from there, we're going to also, so when you get the leads, you're going to get the virtual assistant. Your virtual assistant is going to be helping you with calling these leads, and so they're going to call for you, but it's more of it's a teamwork type of thing. When these leads are being called, once a week, you'll be having a call with me, and I will be reviewing your output, seeing how many calls were made between you and your virtual assistant. How many appointments are you booking? That way we can get a gauge on how many people you need to speak to in order to get listing appointments. So if it's 100 people that week and that gets you 1 listing appointment a week, we now know that you need to speak with 400 people a month to get 4 listing appointments. And this is how we're going to slowly scale. All right. And then from there, once you actually get onto the platform after the 6-week coaching program, because we have our weekly calls and then we have lead conversion camp, where we're actually going to go in and in a group setting, and I audit a lot of people's follow-up to see what they're doing, how they could have changed their messaging and their outreach and their follow-up. Because following up internet leads or any type of lead, it's a skill. It's a skill that does have to be learned, and it cannot be done through a generic script. I wish it could. It just doesn't work like that. Think about when someone's trying to sell you something, you don't want to hear something, and you're like, this sounds like a generic script they send to everyone. But we're not going to get into that now. So you finish with the 6-week coaching program. You're like, hey, I really like this. I'm like, I think you guys are a great fit for the program. You hit all of your goals you set for these 6 weeks. Let's move forward. Now, then you'll be added to the Real Estate Robot program. The platform. And that platform is going to be a CRM for $397 a month. And that is going to provide you with a virtual assistant or an account rep They're going to help you with your follow-up every single day. They're not going to do everything for you, but they're going to assist you with your follow-up. You're going to have a section, just a tab, a quick form you fill out. If you want your Google ads ran for you, all you have to do is fill out a form giving us the information, location, budget, etc., and somebody will create the ads for you. If you need content created for your Facebook because you just don't have time, all you're going to do is fill out a form, and we're going to create, it's generic content, but it's good content for you that you can post on your social media like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. If you have a bunch of leads already and you just need to do a database reactivation one day, all you're going to have to do is fill out a form, and your account rep, they are going to do a database reactivation for you, doing an automated outreach to your leads, and they will call them as well. So in a condensed thing, it's we're making it easy for you. We're handling your prospecting for you, and we're going to allow you to scale because we're not only handling your prospecting for you, we're keeping track of your numbers. So we understand how we can scale your business. And my goal is to not get you 3, 4, 5, 6 listings, in a year. My goal is to show you how you're going to be able to earn $200,000, $300,000 by being organized, by being consistent, and having somebody on the team to help you. Because I understand where realtors come from. You guys wear a lot of hats. And follow-up is not something that any of us like or want to do. And if you don't like it that much, it's okay to delegate it. I delegate it now. So that's the platform. It's an agent-controlled platform. You control your fate. You control how much you want to succeed, and you control how quickly you want to succeed. And we provide you with a team to grow and an accountability coach to make sure you're staying on track. Because we're just going off the goals you set for us. It's your numbers. So
Thank
yeah.
you.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yeah.
How can we get on that waiting list or in that pool? Someone is asking.
So that's another reason for the training. I need everyone to go through that training first. It's only 1 hour, by the way, guys. Once you book the roadmap call, we're definitely that's when we have a discussion to see if you think it's a good fit for you, and if it's something I would want, if you're an agent that I would want to work with.
Perfect.
Because I work with a lot, and not all of them are great.
I agree. Next, so this question keeps coming up. I expect it always comes up. I'm going to combine 2 into 1, and it's just a reiteration, right? So, what if you spend a smaller amount on Google Ads every month, and then someone also asks, how can it? No, it says is $750 a month the minimum to start out?
You can start out with whatever budget you want. What works and what I've seen, I think you guys just saw, we spent $17,000 in the last month through all of our clients on Google Ads. You want to start at $750. Do anything less, I don't know, and I don't want to be the guy holding your hand or watching you do it either.
Perfect. All right, Kyrie, I really appreciate you. We have 7 minutes left. Does anybody have any final questions or comments regarding Google Ads or just social media in general for our speaker? Okay. What are your thoughts? All right, here we go. We got some questions coming in. What are your thoughts on using YouTube PPC text ads for specific keywords? Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay.
For YouTube, I would just do YouTube video ads. I wouldn't do anything else. I wouldn't do like text ads or anything like that. I mean, like, they're cool, but yeah, if you're gonna use text, just use PPC, but don't do YouTube. Just use the search conversion campaign.
Okay. What if I'm brand new? Do you recommend I use Google Ads? Like a brand new agent with no experience?
Absolutely not, because it's a certain type of follow-up. It's a certain type of conversation. These sellers are looking for not experienced agents, but you got to know how to talk to these people. So if you're new and you're nervous, you're just going to be wasting money. That's why I recommend any new agent 100% should be doing organic outreach, cold calling, cold emailing, stuff like that. It sounds gruesome. It's not that great, but I promise you, after 30 days, you're gonna be numb to it.
So in my perspective, it's not because you're a new agent, it's because you need like that experience to kind of, have those conversations. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Especially in this market, it's survival of the fittest right now. So these homeowners want to work with somebody who homeowners already look at us like we don't have value. So you got to learn how to be able to provide that value over the phone. And if you're new, I don't think that your resume can back itself up at that point. But once again, organic cold calling, stuff like that. I do it all the time.
And you talked about like you have organic platform and organic outreach. Can a new agent use that, or should they be doing their own thing?
Yeah, a new agent can use our organic platform, and they would go through the coaching as well. By the time you're done with me after 6 weeks, you're going to be a cold calling beast. I've built my own call center, and I trained every single person that works for my call center, because that's how I started cold calling and all that good stuff. So yes, new agents can work with me.
Okay, I see one more question, and that I guess we can go. And I think you already addressed it, but I want to bring it up anyway. Someone says, do you recommend YouTube video ads?
I do recommend it, absolutely. But if you're not comfortable in front of camera, don't use it. When it comes to content, I like making videos. I'm not the best at making videos, but I enjoy it. But I understand that my skill is in writing. So I really like writing long Facebook statuses and stuff like that. So do what you're comfortable with. If you like being in video, you use YouTube ads. If you don't do it. But if you haven't ever ran an ad before, I recommend using Google PPC and saving the video ads for once you catch your flow in advertising.
Okay, all right. So we are about 3 minutes out. I would like to, how can we learn more about you? You gave us your platform, but what if we want to connect with you on like another platform, maybe Facebook or something like that? What's the best way for us to get in touch with you?
I'm going to leave my Facebook link here, and that's where I post everything first. You guys are going to have access once you sign up for the free training. There's a Facebook group as well that I make posts there also. So, but my personal Facebook, you can reach out to me there.
Okay, and is there a final comment you would like to leave us with? Anything, I guess let me formulate a question around what I'm suggesting. Google ads, right? From my perspective, from what I'm getting like feedback, like it seems expensive as an agent, and just marketing in general. I don't think we understand the importance of having a budget. Can you talk about this and leave us with, a final comment around that?
Absolutely. I will say, is marketing expensive? In the beginning, yes, it is. The first 3 months, just don't spend what you're not willing to lose. All right. If you want to succeed and see your career go from, this to this, you're going to need to spend money on marketing, Google ads, whatever it may be. If you're not willing to invest in yourself, nobody's going to invest in you. And it's just how it's going to go. There's no shortcut. There's no secret. There's no hack. I know we see it all. There's nothing. There's just hard work. And you have to get over the fear of being rejected, because it's not the platforms that we care about. We all subconsciously are afraid of being rejected. And that's what it is. That's why we don't like cold calling. We would rather pass the work off to somebody else. Lose the fear of rejection. You will see how money comes in abundantly.
Kyrie, that was an excellent class. I really appreciate you. I always listen when you speak. Thank you so much for coming and leaving us with such value today. If nobody has any questions, we can end the class. Thank you so much, Kyrie. Actually, let's do this. We have 41 people left. Can you please just type a thank you in the chat for Kyrie, because this was an excellent class and I want to get some engagement and feedback. Type thank you, please. And Kyrie, really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. This was excellent.
Any questions, you guys, please sign up for the training, watch the training, book a call. There's nothing for me to sell you. I can only provide you with value within a 30-minute call. And you do what you want after that, right?
Thanks, everybody. This was an excellent class. If you have any questions for me, Kyrie, reach out to us. Beth Ellen is here as well. Just reach out. We are always here trying to help you grow, build, and scale your business. So you can be dismissed, and I'll see you next time. Next week we'll be doing YouTube for real estate. We're going to show you how you can generate leads using YouTube. So I appreciate you all for being here, listening to us. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.
you
if you want to reach me, just message me on Workplace. You can also share that Facebook group. You can contact me in the Facebook group as well.